My name is Amy West, and I am book talking today, All American Boys by Jason Reynolds and Brendan Kiely. This was released in September of just this year. In pre-release, I saw a lot of hype about it online, and it's hot topic. Diversity in YA is really a hot topic that I totally agree with, and so immediately up on reading some things about it over the summer, I put it on my to be read list. I bought it, but I just finally got around to reading it over Thanksgiving. I think this book completely has a place in a high school library, in the high school classroom for sure, maybe even upper high school, or I'm sorry, upper middle school as well. But it's a great story with a great purpose. So let me tell you a little bit about it. The book is narrated by two different boys, Rashid and Quinn. Rashid is a black kid. He participates in ROTC. He's an all-American kid. He's making the right choices. He's a little ornery, but he's a good kid, and he knows his future is at stake. Quinn, similarly, is an all-American boy. He has lost his father in the Iraqi war and really has to kind of step it up as a father figure and a brother to his little brother. Mom works really hard to financially support their family. Quinn gets a lot of looks from people in his community that are they feel sorry for him because of the loss of his father. He doesn't quite know what to do with that, but ultimately he knows that he needs to make his father proud. So both boys, they attend the same school. They don't really know each other. They have some common friends, but they're not really friends with each other. And one chapter follows Rashid, the next one follows Quinn, and so on throughout the book. So it gives it lots of momentum just in that format itself. One author, Jason Reynolds, has authored the Rashid character, and then Brendan Kiely has authored the Quinn character, which again, in and of itself is really interesting, especially upon reading it, looking back on all this. So what's the story about? The very first chapter follows Rashid out of the gate. Again, good kid. He's getting ready to start his Friday night. He's going to meet up with his friends like he always does, and he's stopping by the convenience store to get something to eat. He does this every Friday night. He walks into the gas station convenience store, grabs his bag of chips, and his phone rings. He sets down his bag. He's carrying his ROTC uniform that he just changed out of from school. He sets down his bag to get his phone, and a woman shopping accidentally trips and falls over him. And the next thing Rashid knows is he's being drugged out of the convenience store by a police officer and brutally beat to the point where he passes out. And that's chapter 1, which is really out of the gate fantastically written and grabs your attention. Chapter 2 then starts to follow Quinn. Quinn knows that this incident has happened in his community. He doesn't really know who Rashid is, but he knows the cop involved, and the cop is a close family friend. In fact, it's a friend that has kind of stepped in as a father figure when his father was killed in the war, and he's very confused by this information. He doesn't believe that the man he knows could have done such a thing. And also, the police officer involved, his little brother, is Quinn's very best friend. So they're close family friends, and he just can't quite understand the side of the story that a lot of the community is talking about, and that's that Rashid was beat excessively by the officer. So the story, again, flip-flops back and forth. Rashid's point of view, Quinn's point of view, and what they're going through. Rashid is in the hospital most of the time, but his friends are getting organized. They are going to protest the local police station. They are speaking out. They are having pickets. They are trying to take a stand. They started a hashtag with Rashid's name. It's like hashtag Rashid is absent again today. And the whole community, school, and the city that they live in is very divided. You're either on Rashid's side or you're on the cop side. And Rashid, again, doesn't know all this is going on, but all this is taking place as he's trying to get better and really striving for his life because he does have internal bleeding and some very serious injuries. Quinn is struggling with taking sides. He's needs a basketball scholarship for the future that he has for himself, that he wants for himself. And his coach is telling him, just stay low. Don't take sides. Don't go to any of these protests. Just stay low. Focus on the game of basketball. And that seems like the easy thing to do, but at Quinn's core, he knows he needs to process what's happened, especially with some of the people involved that he knows. He needs to process it. He needs to process that a little bit more than just forgetting about it. This book discusses these topics that we've seen in the news, these very kind of hard to discuss with kids topics on confusion on who is the victim, who's the oppressor, and it can be kind of a confusing topic to bring up in the classroom. This book, although it doesn't solve all the problems that come with these kind of horrible situations, it does show you a thought process that a couple kids have had that have very close ties to a situation involving racial discrimination and police brutality. They're just trying to figure things out because it is a problem that we're hearing about more and more. I think this book would really open the eyes of some people. I think a lot of kids would really identify with the thought processes that the characters have and the conversations that they have and the fear they have and the confusion that they have. It's a great, fantastic read. I highly recommend it. 5 stars all around. So definitely get your hands on it. The book again is All American Boys by Jason Reynolds and Bredan Kiely to kind of find out how the story ends. Thanks.